Okay. Good afternoon, people. Hope y'all can hear me and see me. Is Hope y'all can hear me and see me. So today I'm gonna really talk about uh just a couple of my reels that I have here outside with me at the moment. I just came back from fishing. Didn't really catch anything. Uh, you know, the weather kind of been kind of sketchy here, so really haven't been able to hook up with any, you know, uh, hook up with hook up with fish. But I did catch one like 3 pound, 3 pound fish, like 15 ounces. So like that, a friend of mine was on the lake at the time. He waited for me, so it was like 3 pounds, 15 ounces. Sorry if I was too close up to the camera. Uh, First one I'm gonna talk about here is this right here. Oh, this is a 7 foot medium ugly stick rod. Now I know it's not a high budget rod, but this rod alone is very, 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 a very good rod. For $50, $50 rod. It's paired up with a Daiwa CC80. You know, I don't had this for about a year or so, maybe 2 years now, and I just recently took it out the pack because I didn't have a rod to pair up with it. So I got to pair it up with this Shakespeare, I think it's Shakespeare ugly stick, 7 foot medium rod, and this is a Daiwa CC80. It's a 7.5 and 1 gear ratio. Now this setup I use for my spinnerbait, as I have one already on here. Um, for my spinnerbait, can I get it on hook for you right quick? This is a come on, bear with me, people. uh, this is a finesse spinnerbait by Strike King. It's a Strike King finesse spinnerbait, 3/8 ounce willow leaf, chrome and gold blades, chartreuse and white. Got it paired up with a probably like a 2 inch, 3 inch fluke. It's a small fluke. I use the spinnerbait for me in the spring is like one of the go-to baits for me for spring fishing. You know, I didn't do a lot of fishing in the spring. I just really recently really getting into the spring part of fishing. But the spinnerbait is one of my main things I use in the spring, and I usually try to fish this around some type of vegetation or tree line. But I'm a bank fisherman, so you know the lake that I'm fishing on, my home lake right now, I can't really get it to where I want it, so I have to do more open water fishing with this. So in this case, it's more of a church bait, but I have caught um, I have caught my share of fish on it. And one thing I noticed I have done, I have caught a lot of big fish, like my PBs on this same the spinnerbait. I have two of them. I have one that's a shad pattern. This one here is sharpshoots because the water right now out there is uh, real dirty, real dirty, real dirty. But this is my spinnerbait setup. It's my spinnerbait setup. I know a lot of guys probably have a different type of rod they might use, or even rod power they might use for a spinnerbait. But for me, medium, this is not a medium heavy. This is a straight medium action rod, and it's good. It's Shakespeare rod. It's an ugly stick. It only cost me what, $50, and the Daiwa CC80 was also like $50. So this is like a budget combo, like $100 combo altogether. So this is my spinnerbait setup, and I have another one spinning rod that's also an ugly stick, and I have this paired up with a uh, spinning rod. It's a Shakespeare spinner rod. I mean spinner. Um, this combo together is probably about $50 altogether, right? And this also is a 7 foot, and this also is a medium, as the other one is. And I have this one paired up with the underspin. Didn't mean to do that. The underspin, which I have, which I have been catching a lot of fish on too. You know, this particular underspin is a Berkeley Fusion made by Berkeley, and this is a 1/4. I have a 1/8 too that I usually use around in ponds, or if I want to use a little lighter head than this one. But um, this guy has been catching me a lot of fish too throughout the spring, from the cold months like fall, winter time up to now. It still has been catching me fish, and this is what I caught that 3 pound, 15 ounce bass on, was this underspin. And I have it paired also with a tiny fluke, you know. So it's good, it's durable, it's reliable, and it can hold a fish. And I have the line on here is 8 pound. I think it's like 8 pound test on here. Fluorocarbon. Um, with this one, I have this one paired up with 10 pound. No, 12. This is 12 pound trilene big game on this one. And over here, this one here is the new addition to my rod collection. These are just a couple of rods I have. I have plenty of them. But this is the Abu Garcia Max STX. It's $100 combo. Good, reliable, budget, don't break the bank. I have it paired up with a 3/8 ounce chatterbait. And these are all the combo things I was using today when I was at the lake. Let me get this. Got some grass on it. Some grass on it. So it's a 3/8 ounce Z-Man chatterbait, not the jackhammer, not the Envoy or the new one. This is the original chatterbait. So I have it paired up, and this is a 7 foot. I'm called the Backlash. I ain't even fishing. Backlash and doing a video, like that's something. Oh, come. So this is a medium heavy, 7 foot. Go up to 3/8 to 3/4 ounce, up to 10 to 20 pound line. I have 12 pound already on here fluorocarbon, and this is a 6, 4, and 1 gear ratio reel on here paired up. I bought this combo just as is. This is not nothing I put together. I bought it like this. It's $100. Good budget, um, good budget combo, and also a good reel for me. It's a good setup for me to throw my chatterbaits on. That was the reason why I ordered it. I ordered this offline, off Amazon, and it's a good combo altogether, and it's great setup from a chatterbait. Now I have one more. This guy here is really, it's a 7'3" heavy, but it's light. The rod, right? So this is a H2O Premier, right? That rod line series, and the other higher end, not real higher end, but the other rod line series is good. That's a B. It's good. It's a heavy. It's a heavy, and it's fast. It's a 7'3" heavy fast action rod, right? And I have it paired up with a H2O bait caster reel. This is a 6-2-in-1. I have three of these, and believe it or not, guys, I only paid $29, like $30 for the rod alone. I bought three of them at one time, and even though they are low budget rods, they are made with some of the best materials that the higher end rods are made out of. Also, it's real light. I can throw this all day, no trouble. Don't have no stress of aches or pains, and that they are nothing. It's a real light rod, and it's a fast action rod. It's good, suited, and I have it paired up well with the 6-2-in-1 H2O reel also. And I this one here I usually use for all my soft plastic fishing. I have a swim. I have a plastic swim bait on here right now. This is a Gambler. I think it's Gambler. Is it Gambler? Yeah. This is a Gambler. I think it is Gambler. Yeah. Trying to remember what little bait soft plastic. I think this is a Gambler swim bait. This is the Carper's Truth, and I have it on a 3/8 ounce bullet sinker. I have swim bait hooks, but you know I have learned by fishing that swim bait hooks are good. You know, I use them, but this you know with that's a 4-aught extra wide gap hook that I have it on paired up. You know that I have hooked up to. So the rod, the reel, everything is good. It's a low budget, very low budget combo that I put together. A lot of these combos that I put together. You know, a lot of my rods, they are not high end, but budget rods. But this rod particular, I have bought three of these at one time, and I haven't had no issues with these rods. They are very light, and they are more durable for me. You know, I don't really throw nothing real heavy on it, even though it's a heavy action rod. But to me, it's not really suitable to throw real giant baits on. But it's real good to throw, you know, average. You know, the recommended average size plastic swim baits on worms and stuff like that. You know, I don't really get real gigantic with this guy. But it's a great soft plastic. I have three on that I fish with, and I only use soft plastics on these. I have one that I use for a jig rod too. But the other one I have is all those number soft plastics on. I really don't get outrageous. I'm not gonna throw a big gigantic swim bait on here because I know it's not even a swim bait rod. You know, that's something that I'm working towards too, is getting like a swim bait rod. I probably get more like a flipping stick or something just for all my power fishing. That is it, all power fishing. And this is also spooled up with 12-pound fluorocarbon. So those was some of the rods that I have with me because I'm just recently coming back from the lake. So I had just wanted to do a quick video, and since I had the rods outside, I really, you know, just showed them, you know, probably give you a little detail on about it. But really it's just springtime fishing for me has been more of a learning experience. It's been a big learning curve. I ain't gonna sit up here and lie in front and say I know everything about it, because I don't. Okay, but I have learned though since I have started fishing. Well, mainly fishing my home lake. What I have learned is during the colder months, when we had those cold fronts coming in back to back here in Florida, and it snowed up North Florida somewhere up there, like in the Panhandle up close to Tallahassee and all that stuff, and it got real super cold and it snowed up there. Down here in the central part of Florida, which is Orlando, Florida, where I'm from, we didn't get any snow, but we had a nice cold front. That cold front brought big fish up to, brought had big fish moving around. And in that time period, I caught some of the biggest bass that I had ever caught in my life. No lie, for real. Some of the biggest bass I had ever hooked up with. Now, those bass, you know, what I learned is like the bigger fish were more active in the wintertime and in that cold period of time than they are now. But they are still active because right now they spawning, right? So then, I'm not too fond of the post spawn, pre spawn, spawn period, but I know by Florida, those were more of either post spawning fish or pre spawning fish. One of the two. I can't really dial it in because I really don't know enough about it. But um, I do know that I was catching either big post spawn females. They was huge. I think the biggest fish I had caught was on the lipless, and I think that fish probably weighed like 8 pounds just by looking at it. It was an 8 pound fish all day just by looking at it, and I caught that fish in right before a week before Christmas. But uh, anyway, since like when I was fishing in the colder months, I caught more of my bigger fish in that time period from the winter, from early fall. Well, then it was late. Well, it was winter, all the way from winter to like the early spring transition. Right, I was still catching nice fish. You know, I had lost two fish in one day, and both of those fish were every bit. I know the first one I lost off the chatterbait was like 12 pounds, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, I caught that fish by luck. By luck. It caught me off guard. I ain't gonna sit up here and say, oh yeah, I did this and that and that and this. I didn't. Was reeling it in and I bumped the log and I was just trying to get my bait over the log before it get hung up. And that fish absolutely smashed that chatterbait. But only thing I did was I hooked up with the fish. I didn't land it, but it showed itself, and it was a good 12-pound fish. So with that, that's about the only fish I caught off of chatterbait. I really don't know enough about the chatterbait that I hear a lot of guys saying they fish it more in like the summertime and stuff like that there, but I still play with it now in the spring because you never know what'll happen. The other fish I missed on a underspin, and that was due to because I was trying to get the feel of it, and I hooked up with the fish, and it just jumped off. That was like probably like a 9 pound fish. I'm not exaggerating, people. These were tournament winning fish that I was catching, but I caught all those fish in the wintertime. Now I lost two, well, three, and I keep record of them. That's just me. I just keep record. I landed three good ones and I lost three good ones. So it all equaled out the same. And the baits that I was really catching all of those real nice fish on were more of crank baits, treble hook baits. I was catching them off lipless and I was catching them off deep diving crank baits. Okay, so spinner bait I also caught and lost one. Um, a nice bass off the spinner bait. So that's why I was saying the spinner bait is it's a good tool. It's a good lure to be used, and I just think people really don't really fish spinner baits like they used to. And I'm more like from the old school, you know, times of fishing. Um, I just really just got real, real deep into it over the years. The last 7, 8 years, I really got more in tune to it. Started really fishing and started really learning a little bit more than I did. Learning a little bit more about it, and now I'm just in it. I'm in it. I do it. I love it. It's my passion. Not trying to be this big time tournament winning guy or fish tournaments. I would love to fish in this a little minor tournament just to test my skill levels. Nothing personal. Nothing like I want to. Who knows? But anyway, I'm just an average guy. I work a 9 to 5. So when I'm off, I fish. when I get off work, if I have time, I hit a pond or two. I'm just a fisherman, just an ordinary guy that loves fishing. That is it. So I really wanted to just make this quick video, but I really didn't really have a topic to really talk about. It was just something that I already had in my mind, and I wanted to do it before I'd be like, oh, I was gonna do a video and then do it. So I just did a little quick video, and I would try to do more, but it just at times I just forget, and I just forget. So when I remind myself to like, okay, do a video, I do one. I really want to do more videos on me fishing, so I just have to get the necessary needs. But I already have a tripod, but I don't take it all the time because I already have like 3, maybe 5 rods with me. So a tripod is just extra stuff I have to carry. So when I get my chest piece for my phone, then I'll do more on the water fishing. On the water, probably, on the water fishing. Y'all guys out there with me on fishing, I'll be talking. People already think I'm talking to myself anyway, so it don't even matter. And I'll do more on the water footage, and that way y'all guys can really see when I explain or be talking about a certain topic or a certain thing about fishing. Then y'all guys can have first ideas, and really see what I be saying when I come do my videos and try to explain my fishery. So right now it's springtime. That water back there is usually stained throughout. Always been stained. Now it's just chocolate milk, like real dirty, real mucky, real dirty, cloudy, whatever you want to call it, and it's just making the fishing a little tough. But I think the fish in that lake, since they probably already just immune to not being as clear, so it's always stained. But now it's just ridiculous muddy, and it's making it harder to fish as being a fisherman. But I know it's springtime, and our fish still spawning. We already had those early spawning fish that's probably out roaming around feeding and eating, where we still got the later spawning fish that are coming up, getting ready to spawn, or if not already spawning already. So it's a challenge. It's a challenge, and I think I will have more fish catches if the water was just a little bit clearer, and just a little bit clearer. That way I can have a better shot at catching them. But right now it's just real muddy, and the weather is another thing, man. It's just 1 minute it's hot, 1 minute it's cold, so that kind of throw the fish off and make them like lethargic. It just kind of mess everything up for them. They're not going to quite move up and spawn until that water temperature get right. Something I don't know because I'm not on a boat, so I can't tell you how hot or how cold the water is. I just know when it's cold outside, 10 times out of 10, the water temperatures are going to be cold. If it's hot outside, water temperature is going to be fairly hot and warm. So once that water gets to where it's the right temperature for those fish to actually just come up and just get their spawn over with, that is the time that for us bank anglers will love. I'm a bank fisherman, and it's like it's been hard because of the body of water I've been fishing. Now, the only reason I choose to fish on my home lake because I want to fish this lake while it's muddy. That way I can learn. And I'm really getting into springtime fishing and grab the body of water. Springtime fishing. I really didn't do a lot of fishing in the spring because I ain't want to disturb the fish. I just want to let them go ahead and get their spawn on, do what they got to do, be out roaming, ready to eat. But this year, this is like my first actually really focusing on spring. So a lot of my lures and stuff I have to get in springish mode. So I'm billing. I'm building my spring tackle. I'm not using this a lot of the stuff I'm buying. So I'll probably wait the next spring and test it out, or some of it I will test out, you know, throughout the time, throughout the fishing period. But what I do throw during the spring is a spinnerbait. You know, I always, always use spinnerbaits in the spring. They always been like my number one confidence bait for me to catch fish during the spring. Spinnerbait, spinnerbaits can be thrown all year round, summer, spring, fall, and winter. They catch fish all the time. So one thing I'm learning about spinnerbaits, you might not catch as many fish on the spinnerbait, but you will catch a quality fish on the spinnerbait. Spinnerbaits usually draw bigger bites. They get bigger fish at times, and if you're in the right spot at the right time, and you put that spinnerbait in the right area, 10 times out of 10 you probably hook up with a fish, and it's gonna be a big one. So not all the time. Don't quote my word on that. Not all the time, but you will. It will land a big fish. It's just proven facts to me that, you know, spinnerbaits, since I've been using them since I was a kid. When I first caught a fish off a spinnerbait, it's been like my lucky charm lure ever since. And I still use them. I still, I use them, and it just always been it's always been a lure that I really wanted to use, that I use a lot during the winter time. What when I use a lot when I'm fishing, anytime I'm fishing, I'll usually take a spinnerbait with me. So I'm gonna go back to this right here. This is the chatterbait, which I had showed one time. This right here is something this is new to me, for this fishing. I'm a late bloomer to the chatterbait game. So that's why I started off with the original chatterbait, because I didn't want to go spend $18-$20 on the jackhammer. That's highly recommended by a lot of fishermen, even unpro people who not pros. But I started off with not the jackhammer, but the original chatterbait. I've been playing with this for probably about a month. Not long, about a month, and I use the chatterbait and spinnerbait combination a lot. When I'm using the fishing spinnerbait, I'm gonna have a chatterbait with me. The two to me are similar. They both vibrating baits. They can draw fish. They do some of the same things. But farther the chatterbait, a lot of people fish around grass and stuff like that, which a spinnerbait can be fished around grass also. So to me, anywhere you can throw a spinnerbait, you can throw a chatterbait. The only thing that I have learned about a chatterbait is it's not good to fish around wood. Now I will not throw this around wood. No tree lines, nothing like that. Lake that I fish on, they have no wood anyway. We just have got a tree line, but they can have root beds down there. So I won't throw this chatterbait up around trees. I really throw the spinnerbait, because the spinnerbait, I don't know, the way it's designed and the way it moves and how it runs straight, I think it won't roll over as much as a chatterbait. A chatterbait will tend to roll over a little bit, around certain cover. Now grass is good around grass. It's good to fish not in lily pads, but go on the edge of the lily pads and bringing it back to you. The only thing I have heard about the original chatterbait is that the start of time when you cast it and you start retrieving it when it starts vibrating. Now it might have a little delay, but to me it still works. So, it still works. Now I fish it more in open water, so I do feel the vibration from the blade when I'm retrieving it. So I think that was the only uh, downside about the original chatterbait was the startup time for when it really started working. But other than that, it's still a fish catcher. It catches fish. It just, you know, when you're bass fishing, and especially fishing from the bank, you really don't know where the fish are. You really don't know. You only can think, suggest that, okay, if I fish here around this little pad patch, I might get a bite. It's not all the time that fish gonna be in that vegetation. Fish tend to move around. They move in and out. Some fish stay shallow. Some fish stay deep. But at the same time, being a bank fisherman is more fun. You learn a lot of things from fishing from the bank. So when you get on a boat and you have all the necessary electronics, it's just gonna enhance sharpen your skills, like iron sharpens iron. Steel sharpens steel. However you want to put that. But at the same time, being a bank angler is fun. I take it serious. Most bank anglers just go out there and cast and cast and cast. That's how I started. I still do it, just making blind casts. A lot of the times when I make blind casts, I usually hook up with a fish. So I like throwing fishing in the blind. You say, per se, just casting out there, not knowing if you're gonna catch one to get a bite or not. And a lot of the times since I have started doing that, I have hooked up with a lot of giant fish. So I still try to put myself in a position where I can get multiple bites. That means I'm really fishing around a lot of vegetation. But this lake, my home lake, doesn't really have that type of vegetation. It has lily pads, got bulrush, it got tree line, it got a lot of stuff, but you can't really reach it from the bank. So other lakes that I fish, mainly is just grass all the way through. There's more vegetation in the water than it is here. It's not as much vegetation under the water than it is in other lakes. And that's the reason why it stains, because it ain't really no grass enough filtering out the water. So now in the spring, we got algae bloom, we got pollinaria, we got all type of stuff blooming out there, and the water just dirty, just muddy. It's just, some people won't even want to fish in it, but I do. And I just recently started fishing my home lake. I really didn't never do a lot of bass fishing in my home lake. I used to just go out there, I buy some, and I go out there and throw it around a little bit to test it out, to see how it works, how it looks, how it feels, all the good stuff that we fishermen do when we buy something. So now I'm more focused on fishing my home water. So learning. I learned it. Now I'm learning that the water go from stain to absolutely no visibility at all. Straight chocolate milk type stuff. So color wise, it's gonna be the thing. And a lot of the colors that I use are more for clear water than it is for like muddy water. Clear the stain. So now I have to readjust that, find colors that work in that muddy water. Everybody say black and blue. I already know that. June bug, I already know that. But brighter colors seem to work too. So like pinks and reds and different type of oranges, different shades of red, different shades of pink and stuff like that, like metallic, fluorescent, all that bright spring looking colors that are king right now for me. Chartreuse is always, that's clear water, dark water, stained water, muddy water, it don't matter. Chartreuse just stands out in all water clarities. So I'm gonna wrap it up now and come back when I have come back with another video. I'm gonna say I'm going to try. I don't say this multiple times, that I'm gonna try to at least do 3 videos a week. that is a job. So I would do my best to at least get one or two in a week's time plus work. You know, I work to 9 to 5, so I my free time, you know, I'll be tired from work, so I really don't want to really get up and do a video. I probably will do a video. If I don't do a video, I'll do a short, but I like to have something to talk about when I do videos, or even when I do a short. I need a topic. I just don't want to get on here just to be getting on here. So the reason I made this video today because I had a topic and I really wanted to show you guys some of the gear that I have, and I got more rods than that, so I might be doing a little bit more of in-depth rods and reels, some of the things that I put together, some of the combos I put together, and a lot of good budget stuff out there that can save you guys a lot of money, and not only that, it's reliable. So stay tuned. I'll be back, and the next time, hopefully, I'll be talking to you guys about another PB. Peace.